Hello, assalamu alaikum. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the very, very favorite, which goes on every day as well. Well, this morning, live from the studios of PTV World Islamabad, with me, I happen to have someone you guys absolutely love watching every other day. He is the very amazing, the super energetic Shahzad Khan.
Thank you very much.
And with him, you are watching Shahzad Hashmi. How are you?
Well, I'm absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for such a beautiful introduction. It's definitely going to make my day as well. And for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, I want each and every one of you to make this a habit of yours. I mean, and I want you to mean it as well,
What?
that give a compliment to, anybody who actually comes across, please make sure that you say something which they
Nice.
can probably hang on to, which probably they should think about that, hey, you know what, this is something which is positive about me and I really need to admire that. So, once you start to do that, you will see that you will actually get a lot of compliments back as well. The very moment you say something, bro, you look very nice. And, the next thing he or she is going to say, thank you very much. But hey, you know what? You look nice as well. And I want this culture to be very normal over here in Pakistan.
Of course, and I totally agree with you. It feels really nice to hear something like that. But I feel like say it only if you mean it.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't like fake compliments for that. It's not just for me, and also I think ethics tells you that, or the religion tells you that say it only if you mean it, because then it's, I want to say then it's khushamad.
It's flattery, yes, obviously. But, with flattery, it's very different, okay? So this is how I'm going to figure it out, because this is how I figured it out for myself.
Okay.
And that is that, when somebody is actually trying to flatter you, even before they say something, that that they are flattering you. So it totally depends on you. But giving a compliment does not always mean that that you're always looking nice. It can actually mean that, hey, you know what, have a great day. Something nice to say, and this is something which I want everybody to do as well. I mean, for example, as soon as I'm about to leave for my office, every morning or wherever I'm going, my parents would actually come outside, they would wave at me and they would say something nicer, and I would be like, hey, you know what, Ma Baap, dua karna please, my show goes very well. So, just to have this confidence actually gives you such a push that, that you're going to love it. But other than that, there are a couple of things which I wanted to talk about before we actually get started. Today we have a very musical show lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope that you're going to actually enjoy the entire journey. But before we do that, just yesterday I was visiting my doctor, which is why I couldn't actually be here as well. So it was very shocking for me to know that, my doctor told me that a lot of people who've got themselves vaccinated are again getting positive for COVID as well, which means, and the sole reason why the doctor said was that, that I actually kind of took off my mask. Then the doctor was like, hey, you know what, you really need to be careful about it, because a lot of people are, once again, after getting inoculated, after getting their vaccine shot, are actually getting COVID positive as well. So for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, whatever SOPs were there in place at your homes, make sure that you follow them very strictly and do not take it for granted.
Thank you so much for saying that, Shahzad. Of course, I think every other week or every other day we are trying to reiterate upon the fact that even if you do get vaccinated, do not leave your masks back at home if you are still going out, and do follow the SOPs. But here is, well, I want to say the science of it. Now, I've seen people from my family, within my family, actually getting vaccinated and then contracting the virus. But let me just say, I'm not probably trying to bring someone down, but what they went through was not as bad as it would have been if they were not vaccinated, is what I'm trying to say. So naturally, because they are injecting the germs, the COVID-19 germs themselves into you, the virus itself into you to activate your system. So for a few days, definitely that dead virus is going to bother your body from within, and maybe you're even more susceptible to contracting the newer virus. Maybe your guards are down, what not. That's how vaccine works, by the way. So yes, it is definitely 100% possible that you may contract the virus after you've gotten vaccinated, but please don't let that be the reason for not getting vaccinated.
Exactly.
A lot of people are actually doing that, including my dad. So just yesterday, without warning him, we called the vaccination people over to the house. Well, now he is definitely inoculated, but he's not talking to us anymore. So that's one thing.
But, I had a very different experience. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to put, my mother's experience in front of all of you as well, because I think that it's psychological as well.
Really?
So, when the vaccine actually came in, we obviously wanted our parents to, get them vaccinated as well. And this is how the process was by NCOC. That first the elderly, and then, we came down in the age brackets as well. So while we got our mom vaccinated for the very first time when she got her first jab, the next 4 or 5 days she was like, hey, you know what, you guys
I'm
did
not
this to
feeling
me,
well.
I'm not feeling well and whatnot. And we were like, hey, you know what, we did it for the betterment of our parents and that's the sole reason. But with me it was very different. When I got my first jab, I actually felt superhuman for the next 3 or 4 days. I felt so powerful, I felt so good. I mean, I cannot actually explain how good I felt. And so it's very psychological. It's for everybody who's out there who has been doubting the vaccine as well. There have been a lot of controversies related to vaccines. And please, ladies and gentlemen, do your research first and then
For
kind
sure.
of talk about anything, because there are a lot of lives out there which is at risk of COVID, and not just COVID, there are other diseases as well. Because if COVID gets untreated and you do not treat it very well as well, it can actually have another impact. My father actually was admitted into the hospital as well because he was sick for at least 9 or 10 days. And then he had a case of atrial fibrillation, which is heart related. It was a difficult time. So if you can save all of this difficulty by just getting yourself vaccinated, please make sure that you do that.
And you have to do that now because a lot of things are going to now require your proof of vaccination from now on. For example, if you want to travel from 1st August onward, even from Pakistan, that is what you will require. For public transport as well in the coming months too. And well, there are so many offices, including ours, who are now asking for your proof of vaccination.
Exactly.
So I think it is the new norm. Go get it. And well, I hope then we will all be safe.
Yeah, and one more thing, I'm very sorry that, we are taking a lot of time. We really need to introduce our guest as well, and that is that I've seen a lot of people, I've come across a lot of my friends as well, and I totally negate that. I'm not in support of that as well, that a lot of people are making fake vaccination certificates. Please don't do that. Do not play with other people's life as well, because if somebody's doing that, if somebody's carrying a fake certificate of vaccination, that means that you're actually more prone of getting COVID. And not just that, God forbid, if you get it and you spread it to other people, you are the one responsible for it as well. So please don't do that. And I believe that that for all of those organizations who are out there who are actually supposed to kind of keep a check on that or keep an eye on that, please make sure that you do that. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Well, but before we kind of introduce, I wanted to ask you, how did you feel when you get your jabs?
I didn't feel, well, I was told by so many people, this is how you might feel, this is where you might get the pain and whatnot. I just didn't feel anything.
Really?
Yeah, not even the pain while I was getting vaccinated. I was assuming because, well, it's a needle. Nothing happened after that, nothing happened for the next few days. So maybe, I don't know, it just worked. Or maybe it was psychological. I had already believed nothing's going to happen to me.
Wow, that's wonderful. And inshallah, nothing's going to happen. So for everybody who's out there, please make sure that you get yourselves vaccinated.
Please.
But very quickly now, coming down to who we have over here in the studio. So ladies and gentlemen, I actually have a special space in my heart for all of those people who kind of do something else, but they have this passion which they want to chase, which they want to follow, and they dedicate themselves to kind of achieve what they want to achieve in life. So such is an example of our guest today over here in the studios as well, who actually is into another business. Obviously everybody needs to kind of pay their bills as well. But he always wanted to be a musician and a singer just like me. Oh, by the way, since we were talking about it, my first ever single is almost ready. Inshallah, and it will be out soon as well. We are working on the video, and my director will be here soon after Eid. We'll be shooting. So we want a lot of love from all of you people out there as well. And
you don't even have to say it.
Yeah, but kind of. I'm just requesting you guys to kind of please make sure that you share it, spread the word, and yeah, let it be out there as well. So coming down to that, because I believe in that element, I always wanted to be a musician. And I was always on stage, hosting shows, doing so many things as well. This was one thing which I always wanted to do. So in between, while I used to host shows, Shiza, I used to sing. I used to rap. I cannot sing like sing, but
rap,
yeah, I can rap. I can read lines faster than anybody else. I can do that, after a lot of practice. Which is why, I kind of respect this person. He made sure that, okay, if I wanted to be a musician, if I want to be a singer, I'm going to chase that dream of mine. He's invested his time and money into it as well, even though his wife does not allow him to actually have female models in the music videos, but he still kind of gets away with that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky and we're very proud of this gentleman. He is Rana Inam Yassin Saab. Hello, Assalamu Alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum Assalam, and how are you?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. How are you, Rana sir?
I'm good. I'm fine, and thank you very much. You make me proud when you said that you are making music videos and other business also. You are a good singer. I see. I hear you.
Don't
And
lie early in the
yeah,
morning.
yeah, he's very good. You know, rapper.
Rapper, yes, for
last
sure.
time, last time we hear him. So
Yeah.
I think he's good. If he wants to make some video, I also just cast me in your video.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Right? We're going to do that. I mean, since it's going to be my first ever music video, so I literally want people to see my face
Yes.
only.
Okay, that's nice.
And then probably I'm going to move down to making artsy videos as well.
You
But
are
why not?
already a superstar.
Yeah.
Shukar, alhamdulillah. Thank you very much for saying that. But you know, sir, today it's not about us; it's about you.
Yeah, it's
And
about-
you're obviously a superstar in the making as well.
Inshallah, inshallah.
He's a great guy. You know, I happen to know his brother as well, Rana Asim Saab. You know, he's a
Yeah.
great guy as well.
He's my
But other
idol.
than that, Rana Saab, you know, because of COVID, you know, for the last 2 years there were no shows,
Yes.
no nothing, no outdoor activities. You know, so it was very difficult for artists like me, you, Shiza, anybody who was out
Anybody.
there. You know, to kind of, we really didn't have avenues to where we would go and perform as well. How was it for you as a musician? What did you do? Did you take advantage of these 2 years?
Actually, yes, I take advantage. You know, last time I made some 2 video songs for the people in COVID. But after that, you know, the time is totally changed. So you have to work perfectly if you want to become a star. I like something. You have to work professionally.
Yeah.
So it will be very difficult for you if you are strict in home and you will get some music videos. You want to make some videos and also some audio songs. So it will be very difficult for you. For the artist, we have lots of artists. They are not working another jobs. They are just working as a as a singer, as an artist. It will be very difficult for them. They are very difficult for them. They cannot survive their household. So it will be very difficult for them.
So it was difficult. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm going to come back to this conversation as well, but since I was talking about that, you know, I'll be releasing my first ever music video and song as well. The best part is, ladies and gentlemen, that there was someone very special who helped me with the lyrics,
Yeah.
and it was Shiza Hashmi's brother, Azaz Hashmi. So Azaz, if you're out there, you know, I still know that I still have to pay you for the kind of work you've done, but yeah, it's still in the finalization period, or you know, in that time frame as well. But as soon as it gets done, obviously I'm going to come back to you. But
That's so
talking about this, you know, talking about talent, talking about appreciation is something which we really need to do.
Yes.
And in these times, I think this is something which we can kind of do. We can reflect upon whatever kind of work was shared in the last 2 years as well. So thinking about that, because last time when you were here, you were telling us that, you know, you are into, you know, more music videos, you want to do so, but work has been affected really bad. So,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
you
really
cannot
bad.
focus on that. How's work, by the way?
It's what kind of work you want to ask me?
So
ever
I have
since
to
last
kind of work,
time-
you know.
The work you do.
Yeah, this is the time I'm working in the as a publisher and a company as a regional marketing manager. So it will be very difficult for me. So I can do my work perfectly because we need NOCs. You know, it's a it's a very good thing for Imran Khan. He gave us a SNC single national curriculum. Thank you very much, because it is a very good initiative from the government side. So we are working on it, and we get some NOC from federal board and also some NOC from KP board, and we are trying to get some NOCs from Punjab also. If we get this kind of things, if we work together with the government, so it will be very good for us in education sector especially.
Yes, we know.
So that's why we are trying to get some NOCs, and then after that we will market our books to the schools and give them a good and healthy competition with the other
Because
publishers.
everybody will be publishing the same books almost.
Yes, right now
Yeah.
it is very good for us.
So the competition is going to be tough as well.
This is very good. First of all, when you was in business, this kind of business, everybody wants to become a publisher. Now, right now, just some person is become a publisher because it takes lots of money and lots of time, and you have to work perfectly. So then you can get NOCs. Rather than it will be very difficult for you, you can get NOCs. So I think this is a very good initiative from the government of
Sure.
PTI. So this is good for
And
not just
we
for
agree with you, 100% we agree with you. But now, just listening to this all, it does make us think that this kind of job is definitely stressful. And when you have a hobby like playing music, and then you also have the talent, like a nice voice and everything, is that your catharsis? Like whenever you feel like you're too stressed about your actual work or your actual life is, well, way too hectic to actually manage, you're like, this is my escape. I will do my music and I'll feel better. Does that ever happen? Because in my opinion, that's what happens if you have a talent. I don't, but yeah.
yes, thank you very much. If you said I have a talent, I try to become a become a good singer. It's just my it's not my hobby. I love to sing.
Okay, it's your passion.
Yeah, it's my passion. I want to become a singer, but slowly, inshallah, I will be becoming this. But I don't want it to leave my education sector because I wanted to work. Before this, I was working in different NGOs.
Okay.
I was working with the child on child rights, CRC. Convention of the Right of the Children. I see the people, I see the children, they are rag pickers, they are oil collectors, they are beggars, they cannot be afford education. So we have, on that time, we have a drop-in center, DIC, which we call in the Manzil project.
Okay.
So I was working with this kind of people also.
Great.
Now, I tell you one thing, the person, the children, beggar and the oil collector and the rag pickers, they are totally different children. And they are, what I say, they are absolutely brilliant children. One of my student get scholarship from the government.
Okay.
He's a rag picker. Right now he's a MBA. He's a very good person. And many of other people, many of other children become a very good. They totally change their life.
They're finally becoming a part of the education system and the education sector as well. But not just that. I actually want to kind of compliment you as well, because you brought this up, and that is that this is something, Shiza, which I was thinking that we see a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old begging on the road as well. What I want to say over here is that they are actually smarter than our kids.
Yes,
so our kids really do not know where the house is. They do not know the address. But these kids who are 3 years old, 4 years old, they know where they come from. They walk back home as well on their foot. And that's just superb. It kind of amazes me at times.
No, but I don't want this childhood for them. Like, although, of
Obviously.
course, as a person, they are probably growing way too faster than they should, and they are way too responsible than they should be at that age. That breaks my heart.
But not just that, obviously, since, you just said that it does break your heart, I'm going to kind of mend it up as well, because we're going to play one of Rana Saab's music video.
Let's do it.
And we want to share it with our audiences as well. So let's see, our producer has picked up on one video of Rana Saab. So ladies and gentlemen, let's see which video are we going to share of Rana Inam Yassin. So please, can we have it for us and for our audiences out there?
To
let's do
remind
it.
you all the talent he possesses.
लगाना, शर्म याद है वो पलकें झुकाना सीखा कहाँ से जादू चलाना चेहरे से तेरा वो पल्लू हटाना शर्म याद है वो सारा जमाना चेहरे से तेरा वो पल्लू हटाना शर्म याद है वो सारा जमाना जो ली है कसम तुम इसे अब निभाना न तन्हा हमें तुम छोड़ के जाना
Wow, I mean, I'm actually having a very mystical and a magical morning just because of the fact that I've heard lovely songs.
Yeah, it's
and
nice.
Rana Sahab, honestly, you know, I think that I've वो chill vibes नहीं आती हैं. I think that's what I got from this song, and not just that. You know, these days the weather over here in Islamabad is of such sort as well
Yes,
that you
of
kind of
course.
want to
Listen to,
hum
yeah.
to music like this as well. But not just that. I want to ask you one thing, and that is that now finally when I was deciding that, okay, you know, I want to release my music video and my songs as well, you know, I actually sat down and thought about that, okay, you know, what do I want to do? Do I want to make people dance? Do I want to make people think? Do I want to kind of give out a message? And that's when I decided that, okay, you know, I do not want to do music where people just go and dance to it as well. Rather, I would want to give away social messages.
Yes.
So the first one is obviously about, you know, how there are menaces within the society, and I've written another one,
Yes.
which is about how daughters are so important
Yeah.
in life. You know, so this is something which I am kind of building on. What about you? Did you ever think about, okay, yaar, main music to karna hai, but what is my direction? Do people think about their direction as well?
Yes, of course. Of course, whenever you are making something, you have some kind of direction. So that's why you will be able to make the songs or something. If you want to make movies or something, so you have to know about yourself.
All right.
If you do not have,
So
you
what's the message you're taking forward?
Love.
Love.
So this is my message.
In every song, is that going to
Every
be a
song, every
permanent
song,
theme?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is that point where I actually have to still mention it as well, that for the very first time when Rana Sahab was actually on our show, you know, he was the model himself in the music video. And then he opened up about it that his wife does not really like him, you know, kind of dancing right next to other models as well. So this time around, you know, in this music video, you can see that he actually had to kind of spend
Comply.
money on the male model and the female model as well. So yeah, how's that going? Is your wife okay with you singing or dancing with other women?
You know, it is very difficult. What I say, she is not allowed. Every wife do not want to. You know, husband will go
I
for
mean,
dancing.
since you've said wife, you know, so
My
obviously.
wife is not allowed me, so that's why I'm not.
You guys, even the cameramen are smiling at this. I think everyone can relate to it.
Yes, actually, this is you know very good thing. Whenever I think about this, what I say about this question, whenever you are going to ask me this question, I'm a little bit confused. So that's why, you know, my wife is. I think she's watching me.
I think.
I think if she is.
But she'll be
watching
like,
me,
यार घर पे भी इसी को देख रही हूँ, टीवी पे भी इसी को देख रही हूँ.
I don't think she'll be watching you. She'll be
It's
like,
like if my children love to watch me on TV, you know,
Obviously, children, you
yeah,
know, it's
they
different
all,
with
all the
children.
time
Yeah.
they said that.
Which is why I'm going to actually ask the same question from Shiza as well. So Shiza, imagine.
I don't-
No, just imagine. I'm sorry that I'm putting you, you know, under the spot as well, and that is.
my jaws hurt.
What I want to ask you is that imagine that, you know, Fakhar is actually dancing with somebody else in a music video. Would you like it or not? Okay.
Well, if it's a music video, for sure I'll understand it's his job.
Okay.
If it's not a music video and if it's real life, he should understand what's my job.
He's gone, then he's gone. No, okay, what do you think should be the limitations of dancing in a music video? I mean, for you.
So I don't know how to simplest put it. If it's a
Yeah.
music video, it's understood. It's a job. It's done in front of it's in front of a crew. It's the requirement of their work as well. So well, that will make sense to me. Maybe rehearsals won't.
Camera rehearsals won't. Okay, so you know it's going to be one take, one time only. You know, and
Just
Fakhar,
do
so
it
you have to
once.
give it your best as well. Yeah, well, that's wonderful. But you know, jokes apart, obviously that was on a lighter note. So
It's not a joke.
It's his life.
yeah. But okay, that's wonderful. But you know, since you said that you know your children might be watching, I mean, with your children you're sure, with your wife you're not that whether she's watching or not.
I think
Why
she's
did you say
watching.
that?
Yeah, I'm sure. She's
भाभी
watching.
ये देखें आपके बारे में कह रहे हैं कि बच्चे देख रहे हैं प्रोग्राम और बेगम का नहीं मैं कुछ कह सकता
नहीं, she can understand English.
मैंने कहा बच्चों को भी समझ आए ना
बच्चों को
But you
I'm
know
not
what?
saying anything.
Well, I want to take this moment actually to request you because, well, your loved ones are watching. A lot of our audiences from all over the world are watching. Why don't we have some live music, maybe a few lines from you, whatever you do?
yeah
Yes, why not? Right now.
Yeah, right now, of course. You can come tomorrow.
Okay. When I'm coming here, I don't think what songs I will be
It's
going
okay.
to sing.
We know
Okay.
that you do like
Whatever.
classical, so maybe whatever you can think.
So I want to sing my song.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
This
brilliant.
one. बारिश का मौसम वो सर्द हवाएं वो सर्दी में तेरी बाहों में आना ए हे आहा ए हे ला 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 ला.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think he's the first guy who's actually spoiling his own kids, man, by just singing these lines. वो सर्दी की what's the line?
बारिश का मौसम
वो बारिश का मौसम वो सर्दी
वो सर्द हवाएं
वो सर्द हवाएं
वो सर्दी में तेरी बाहों में आना.
वो सर्दी में तेरी बाहों में आना. I think that's what your kids are going to pick up on. They'll be like,
that's
Daddy, please come here.
Yes.
That's so cute. All right, so now tell me, I think this is going to be a sort of a family-oriented question as well, because you have two jobs. This is a job as well,
Yes,
right?
this is also a job.
If it's not a job, well, it requires a lot of work and a lot of
It's a
hours.
business.
So you technically have three jobs, you know. One, you're married, and
Yeah.
then one, you're
So-
a singer, and then you're a publisher as well.
Don't you feel like sometimes when you care about the people, you have to really put in some effort to strike the balance? How do you do that?
Yeah, try to make balance my life with these three jobs, you know.
How?
So how I cannot understand how, but I try my best. If I'm doing this kind of things, I try my best to make everybody happy. So in my family, it's very difficult to I can do for everybody happy. For myself, it will be very difficult for.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it's so hard, and it will be not good if everybody happy with you because you are.
You're right.
Yes,
Then you're a diplomat.
Yes, you're a diplomat.
Okay.
So I try my level best to do this. Allah will help me, so that's why I can
Wonderful. But which
That's
job
nice.
do you love the
I like
most?
that approach.
like to spend time with my children.
With your children.
that's
Wow,
so
that's
nice.
wonderful.
I
So
love
that's what you love the most. I
Yeah.
think that's something which everybody loves, right?
And now, because I feel like the presents that you might bring your kids are always books. Is it so? Are they like, मुझे और किताबें ना ला के दें, Baba, please?
No, my children wants.
Really?
My
Wow.
daughter, elder daughter, every time she said me, give me my books, Dad, give me pencil, give me this, give me
That's
this.
lovely.
She love to, study. My children, well, my boy is totally different.
Okay.
He don't like to this kind of things, but he said, give me the bat, give me the car, where is my car, where is this? But my daughter, she wants to play with the dolls also, and
Okay.
she wants to give me some new books, give me some coloring books,
That's
give me some.
great.
She's very good in
And
Mashallah.
just because you've said it, this is very right, because just a few days ago I was having this conversation with my father, and so one of my friends was over, and my daughters are really friendly, alhamdulillah. So they would go greet my friends as well. And one of my friends, he's got like 2-3 daughters as well, alhamdulillah. So
Mashallah.
he knows how to treat daughters. I've seen a lot of people who only have sons, they really do not know how to treat daughters.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
this is something which I've witnessed myself as well, because sons, they're very rough.
Yes.
One will jump there, one will jump there as well, and they won't mind. you know, they'll be like, okay, yaar, jo bhi kar rahe, whatever it is, you know, let them do it. Let's not disturb them. With girls, it's very different.
Yes.
They want your attention. They
Yes.
want to be in conversation with their father. And this actually happens whenever I'm actually, you know, in conversation with one of my daughter. I actually have to make sure that the other two are not in the room.
Yes.
Because otherwise, the other two will jump over and they'll be like, you know, why aren't you talking with me? So I'm like, okay, you know, one by one. So 1 hour for everybody out there as well, and then probably collectively we can go out as well. But now, you know, when we talk about this special bond of a father and a child, you know, it obviously makes you think that, you know, okay, why not write something about this bond, this relationship, which a father or daughter share? Have you ever thought about it?
Yeah, I
Because,
thought
you know,
about
this
it.
comes under the umbrella of love, emotion.
Yeah, I want to write something for my parents, especially. So after that, I write for my children also. But first of all, I want to write something for my parents because of them we are here. So that's why I love to write something for my parents. Then after that, I'll write for my children also. You know, daughters. You talk about the daughters. I have 3 daughters.
Mashallah.
So all the 3, one of the she's too much little. So other 2, whenever I come to home, and they are not asking me what you bring for us. They are asking me, Dad, pani le aun, where is your shoes? Shoes de de. So it is very
sweet.
good for me whenever I see my daughters. It will be very proud moment when the daughters, you know, giving you a care and love.
Yeah,
So this
So
is very good
sweet.
for the fathers.
Exactly, and the
So
credit
sweet.
totally goes to your wife as well,
Yes,
because you know
yes,
she's the one who's actually upbringing them as well and looking after them as well. But thank you very much, Rana Saab, for joining us. It was wonderful to be in conversation with you. And there's one last thing which I want to ask, and that is that, you know, obviously everybody is going through tough times because of the pandemic. But what can your fans, what can our audiences expect from you in days to come, inshallah? Are you working on something new?
Yes, I'm trying to working on something new, but inshallah soon you will be seeing my music videos also. Inshallah. So
Inshallah. And we want to wish you best of luck as well. Thank you very much for always, you know, coming to our show as well, and that too with a big smile and a big heart. And for everything we say, you know, we just say it on a very lighter note. We do not
It's
mean
a
it.
very lighter,
And
yeah.
you're more than welcome, you know, to be on our show as well. And this platform is here for you guys as well.
Thank you very much.
But for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, there are other platforms as well where a lot of people are taking advantage of such platforms. We're going to talk about one of such an example as well, where a lot of musicians and singers have taken benefit. What is it all about is something which we'll be sharing right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned, but we promise you it will still be musical. Good morning. Welcome back to Well This Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Shazad Khan and Shaza Hashmi are really ecstatic excuse me, to share our mornings with you like every other day. Yeah. Well, we're trying to actually have a very musical show today, and in order to keep that up, what do we have for this segment?
All right, since I mentioned that, you know, there are a lot of platforms out there which a lot of musicians and younger talented people are actually taking advantage of, such as a culture diplomacy initiative taken by Serena, and the name is Sarangi. It has been in place since 2017. I have formally attended, you know, the event myself, which actually gives a lot of opportunities to a lot of younger musicians.
Right.
What is it all about? We have a comprehensive report. Go ahead, take a look. And once you guys will come back, ladies and gentlemen, I can bet on this. We actually have one of the best music producers of Pakistan with us in the studios. And we might have actually came across each other's names, but today is the day when we're going to meet each other. Let's do this.
Let's take a look.
Sarangi Music Initiative is part of Serena Hotel's Cultural Diplomacy banner, which aims to protect and promote cultural heritage of Pakistan and encourage young talent, giving them the opportunity to become nation's rising stars. The Sarangi Initiative was launched in October 2017 through an online competition, which proved to be a kickstart with more than 50 amazing submissions received from across the country. The submissions were judged by Mr. Nizar Lalani, Mr. Sarmad Ghafoor and Mr. Ali Noor, who selected the top 3 Sarangi stars. The winners were given the opportunity to perform live at the Sarangi night, which was attended by the diplomatic community, corporate heads and other prominent personalities of the Twin Cities. Each winner was awarded with a trophy, a gift voucher, professional song recording and a music video as their stepping stone. All print and electronic media covered the mega event and promoted winners at various platforms. After the success of Serena Sarangi Season 1, Season 2 received double the entries. The judges were overwhelmed by the gifted vocalists and musicians, the legendary Mr. Nizar Lalani and famous Mr. Sarmad Ghafoor, and the melodious Miss Hadika Kiani joined the jury panel. After a process of analyzing more than 100 submissions, top 6 finalists were shortlisted to perform live at the final to compete for the winning spot. The night fell in while the guests arrived, and in no time the arena was crowded with well-known bright faces and media channels. A contestant from Rahim Yar Khan was selected as a winner for Serena Sarangi Season 2 and was rewarded with a trophy, gift voucher, professional song recording and a music video. The jury of the 3rd season of Serena Sarangi Season 3 consists of renowned figures of the music industry, Zoe Vikaji, Asif Ali Santu and Sarmad Ghafoor. Judges made the much-awaited announcement where Humail Rajput and Samia Gohar were both declared as the winners. Humail won a song recording while Samia was awarded a scholarship for her bachelor's degree in musicology from the National College of Arts, Lahore. Despite COVID-19 challenges, Serena Hotels continued to use online platform and launched Sarangi Season 4 based on Hamdonat that kicked off at the start of Ramadan. Submissions were judged by Sufi folk maestro Ari Bazar, legendary Qawwal Asif Ali Santu, and leading music producer Sarmad Ghafoor. Aisha Rashid, Aisha Tariq, and Usaid Alam were picked as the top 3 winners and were awarded with the cash prizes and certificates. Winners also received a chance to perform at the Serena Sarangi Lounge that was broadcast live at Serena Hotel's digital platforms. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading towards Season 5 of the Serena Sarangi Music Initiative. Let the competition begin.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, the competition has already begun, and without any further ado, because we're very short on time, I'm going to introduce our amazing guest over here, the gentleman who's actually behind this entire initiative of Sarangi. He, ladies and gentlemen, happens to be the Senior Manager, Marketing and Communication for Serena Asia. Wow, yes. That's wonderful. He is Mr. Hussain Odwani. Hello, Assalamu Alaikum, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you so much.
Wonderful to have you, you know, for somebody who actually represents the hospitality's biggest chain as well. You know, wonderful to actually see you. You know, people who belong to the hospitality or the service industry actually always have this welcoming smile on their face. I don't know why.
They have adopted the personalities.
They're like, oh yeah, he's a great guy. Wonderful. But alongside Mr. Hussain, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually been joined by somebody, one of the biggest names. He actually produced the biggest hits of Pakistan. which went across the globe as well. I mean, he did 2 platinum albums for Atif Aslam. He's actually produced Abbas Ali Khan. He's actually working on Maula Jat as well. And you know, the list actually keeps on going. And now finally he's actually ventured into music himself. He started singing himself as well. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Mr. Sarmad Ghafoor. Hello sir, Assalamu Alaikum, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Absolutely perfect, and thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you both.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I think just to mention, Mr. Samad has been a part of Serena Sarangi ever since it was started.
Yeah.
So, well, congratulations on that, first of all. Both of you, season 5, it's been 5 years. Now, we do want to talk further in detail about this very program as well, but to say that it's your brainchild, your idea, and you actually brought it to realization as well. To me, it feels like it was sort of a responsibility to generate a program for CSR. But then, to me, it's also different because this is not typical CSR. You're actually changing people's lives.
And it's cultural diplomacy.
Yeah, for sure. And in a good way. It's not just for the sake of it. So how did you come across it?
Basically, Serena Hotels, as you know, is part of the AKD in Aga Khan Development Network. And Aga Khan Development Network has always been involved throughout the world in a lot of community work and community initiatives. So, Sarangi is basically a brainchild of Mr. Aziz Bulani, CEO Serena Hotels. And we started this initiative in 2017. The purpose of this is to promote the young talents, to find them, to hunt the young talents, and to give them a platform. Apart from Sarangi, we have a lot of other initiatives like cultural diplomacy, we have adventure diplomacy, we have sports diplomacy. So we try to promote those things that does not receive that much of attention. So, so this is basically a small initiative in which we have reached season 5, and mashallah, it's growing day by day. In the first season, for example, if we received 50 entries, so in season 5 we will receive 550 entries.
Wow.
So it's growing day by day.
With every season it's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger, it's getting bigger, and of course thanks to all the jury members as well, because this won't have been possible without their support.
Yeah, I mean, imagine us judging it.
Exactly.
That'll be a problem.
I'll give 10 marks to each. But here's the thing. So for the audiences, and now because it is getting popular, even if someone didn't know it in the first season, everyone on the internet knows about it now.
Yeah.
People are expecting to get, you know, full-on episodes of auditions and then going on to the finale, and they want to be a part of the whole process. Are we going to see something similar on TVs, or this to be something?
That's actually the reason. Since the last season we have collaborated with PTV World as a media partners.
Yes.
So I'm sure that this time the jury session as well as the grand finale will be broadcasted on PTV World, as discussed with the management.
Of course.
And in future we also plan to make it more bigger, and to come up with the international level competitions in which we can show each episodes and all this thing.
And I'm sure that it
Inshallah, we
truly
hope
has that essence as well, because, you know, while looking at it, the way, you know, we've made these this report for everybody who's out there as well, it totally looks that it's worth to be on television as well. But Sarmad bhai, coming down to you, you know, you're one of those gentlemen who actually hears somebody sing and knows there and then whether he or she actually has the talent to sing or not. So having been a part of Sarangi for the last 5 years, alhamdulillah, what have you noticed that, you know, what is the kind of changes which have been brought into the music industry, and those kids who actually got this opportunity for the last 4 years in the first place, where are they now?
Right. So when we started out, as he said, we only received 50 entries, right?
Yeah.
And it was relatively easy to pick out, because, I mean, there were a few who were really good, but the rest were like, okay, I mean, they need to work. But this time around, I mean, we got like 550 entries, and of course, the jury only got to see like 62, because everything was filtered out. And out of those 62, I think there were maybe 3 or 4 that weren't good.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest were like phenomenal. I'm
must
not
have been so
joking. I
hard.
was like, we were, in fact, all of us were blown away. Incredible talent, and they're getting better and better day by day, and it's just gonna you know, be even more powerful as time goes by.
So what kind of a judge are you? Because does it, I mean, does it make you sad? Does it break your heart if you really have to probably set someone? Because in the end,
Right.
there's only one winner. What
Right,
kind
right.
of a person are you with that?
Well, the thing is, you know, I mean, as far as the skill level is concerned, of course, I mean, now they're at par with any professional singer. So now what we really pick out is the uniqueness of any singer. You know, if we haven't heard a voice that, you know, before, then we pick those out, of course.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, that's the criteria now, literally, because the skill level is there.
Exactly. You know, it can be a unique vocal tone. It can be the way they
Absolutely,
sing
yeah.
as well and their style,
Absolutely.
which is wonderful.
Yeah.
But sir, you know, you missed out on my part of the question. That was that, you know, that for the last 4 winners, where are they now? Because obviously,
Where are
you
they
know,
now?
You know, because if Sarangi has picked them up, you know,
Right, right,
Sarangi
right,
might
right.
have given them an opportunity
Right.
of making an album or producing an album
Right,
for them.
right, right,
So,
right.
you know, we just do not want winners. We want people to actually be in this industry, and you know, we
That-
want
that's
this
a good
new talent
point.
to come in.
That's a good point. So the first season had a winner, Afra. That band ended up being in Pepsi Battle of the Bands.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't remember till which round they went, but anyway, so there was Afra, and then there was Ans Rahmani and Awais Kazmi.
Answer I've heard, yeah.
Okay, right. So yeah,
Yeah. But I guess
Serena
you guys
was
are
the
being,
platform. Sorry,
you
come
guys are
again.
being a little too modest about not mentioning where you have brought these people to. I mean,
Right.
where they are now. For sure, maybe because, I mean, maybe if we're looking at it from your lens, it's not that big a thing, but I tell you, it's a huge thing. Just in this break, we were watching the report about this whole show, and we came across this one girl who happens to be the daughter of. Why don't you tell the story,
Yes.
please?
I'll answer the question that you asked.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Samad.
Okay.
So if you talk about the season 1 Ifra band, they are from Faisalabad. They are brothers sisters, one sister, 2 brothers. They have a band, and mashallah, at this point they are performing concerts in Faisalabad, and a very renowned band in Faisalabad. So they are doing really good. If we talk about Ans Rahmani, the second season, he have moved from Rahim Yar Khan to Lahore to now make his career. Now he's working with some
Amazing.
music producers
Wonderful.
and doing a good job.
Mashallah.
Season 3, we had 2 winners. Because like Sarma said, sometimes the decision is so quick. Because for us, it's not a competition, it's about giving a platform to people.
Exactly.
So if two are deserving, then both should win. So
Okay.
because it's not something that we are more into competition, it's more of a community initiative. So in season 3, we had 2 winners, Humayl Rajput and Samia Gohar. Samia Gohar is basically from Lahore, and she is her father is actually a rickshaw driver. So so while during the competition, she shared with me that she has a dream to study in NCA and to do something, but she don't have any resources to do it. So I discussed this with Mr. Aziz Bulani, and when she was announced as a winner, so our CEO announced the full scholarship to her for the National College of Arts in the musicology.
Wow.
And mashallah, if you talk about today, so at this hour, she is studying in NCA.
In NCA.
And that's, well, kudos to you guys for that, because you did realize where the potential lies and you gave them a platform. Congratulations on that. And I feel like to have this opportunity is again something, I mean, it's just an entirely different thing. So, well, I do know you have a, okay, go on,
Yeah.
because we're
Another
really left
small
short
thing,
in time.
What about others? If you talk about Samia, what about others?
Yes.
What have we done
Yes,
with the other
please.
winners? So we give them a song recording,
Okay.
and that even at Sarmad Ghafoor Studio.
Wonderful.
So,
Oh, wow, the
so
dream.
a beginner, a person who just won the competition, recording his song with the
Sarmad bhai.
Pakistan's leading
Yeah,
music
yeah.
producer, so that's a dream come
Of
true. basically.
course.
Yeah,
of
obviously, you know,
course.
because one day if you think that you're going to call Sarmad Bhai and be like, hey, you know what, mera gana bana do, you know, he's not readily available.
He'll be like, "Aap kaun?"
That's one thing everybody needs to know.
Yeah.
But Sarmad Bhai, you know, towards the end, because we're very short on time, and that is that, you know, we see that the music trends are changing now. You know, with all of these reality shows coming in, obviously it gives a great opportunity to a lot of people. But we see a lot of rap battles happening now. You know, there's a lot of variation in music. There's house music, deep house. There's remixes coming out as well. So we really would be, you know, kind of leaving the conventional singing behind and kind of seeing something different in Sarangi. Have you pitched it? Do you think about it at times?
Definitely. I mean, we're going to evolve with the trends
Yeah.
as the time goes by. But I mean, conventional singing is not going anywhere.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
obviously.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, all these new genres are coming up, and people are more accepting of different things. It's just like any other thing, you know.
Yeah.
Biryani is going to be there. You're going to, you know, probably have
Whether you
pasta
put
here
in-
and
yeah,
there,
whether
but
you put in the aloo or
biryani
not,
is not
it's
going
gonna be-
anywhere. So.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. But
Brilliant.
thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining
you
us.
so much.
Wonderful
Thank
to
you.
be in conversation, even though it was precise, but it was crisp. We got the message out as well. The grand finale is going to be on the 6th of August as well. So may the
Yes.
best guy or the girl wins as well. Thank you very much, Serena. Thank you very much, Sarangi, for being that opportunity for a lot of people where they will be able to fulfill their dreams. With that, please make sure that you write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of,
Well, this morning.
on Twitter, Daily Motion and G
Everything well this morning.
and the fabulous repeat is going to be at.
5 past midnight tonight.
Till the next time, look after yourselves. 1, 2, 3.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Take care.